We're back here again with Dr. Lopper of Coshocton Dentistry. Good to see you again, Dr. Lopper.
Good to see you, Randy. Thanks for having me.
Sure. So I remember as a kid, we used to play a lot of baseball, get the whole neighborhood together, or football, tackle, and invariably, it's happened more than once. Somebody got a tooth, boom, knocked out. We were kids, so I can't remember what we did, but what should somebody do if they suffer some sort of a tooth trauma?
Well, that's a good question. And, knowing what to do and the proper steps can really save you or your child or your friend a lot of pain and aggravation and cost and ultimately can help save their tooth. So, we see people outside more in the spring and summer, and so we see more of these types of injuries. So just knowing what to do in that situation can go a long way. So I'll start with just a broken tooth. Sometimes you may chip or break a tooth. If it's not a serious injury and the entire tooth hasn't come out, then obviously you want to see your dentist as soon as possible to see if that can be repaired in some way. If it's a more serious injury and the tooth is completely avulsed or the entire tooth has come out, root and all, then that's a little more complicated situation. If we're talking about a baby tooth, that would be generally a front tooth in a child that's approximately 6 or 7 or less. Most likely their front teeth are going to be primary or baby teeth. We generally, if the entire tooth comes out, we do not want to reimplant that tooth. We don't want to put it back in there. We're just going to leave it be and let the permanent tooth eventually come. If we're talking about an adult tooth, and this would be in someone who's probably 7 or 8 or older, if they sustain an injury to the front teeth and the entire tooth comes out, root and all, there's some specific steps that you should take to try to help preserve that tooth and see if we can keep it from completely dying and having to do some other type of restoration. So number one, we first need to find the tooth. Sometimes if it gets knocked out and you don't know where it is, you need to find it first. Okay, that will go a long way. Second, you want to try to find an appropriate medium to store the tooth in. So you do not want to store the tooth in water. That can actually damage the cells and the roots and can do more harm than good. So you want to try to pick up the tooth without touching the root. Maybe we can rinse it off a little bit or clean it a little bit with some water, but we want to store it in either the patient's own saliva or their own blood or some milk. That would be ideal. And in these types of injuries, also time is really of the essence. In order to really save this tooth, it needs to be reimplanted and treated usually within 30 minutes or 60 minutes at the most of the injury. So hopefully you don't encounter this sort of thing, but if you do, it's good to know the proper steps to help save the tooth.
Well, it's helpful to know that, and thank you for sharing with folks. And it's funny, I remember the old saying that milk, it does a body good. Well, I guess it does a tooth good too if you get it knocked out. So that's something to remember, Nobody wants that to happen, but at least you know what steps you should take. So, hey, if you want to see more videos like this with some information about cleaning your teeth and just overall oral health, you can always head over to CoshoctonDentistry.com. and you're ready to get your teeth cleaned or have anything done with it, just head over to the dentist themselves. They'd be happy to see you and they'd be happy to help you. Thanks again for sharing with us, Dr. Lopper.
All right. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate it.